Hey friends, let me take you through the 6 basketball legends who shaped Caitlin Clark's game, from the obvious to the downright surprising. Stick around because this story isn't just about who she admires. It's about how she built a game that's rewriting the rules of basketball. First up, the player who started it all for Caitlin, Maya Moore.
She was the person for me growing up. Like, just the passion and the joy that you could always see her play with. Like, she always had a smile, she was competitive, she was fiery.
Maya wasn't just good, she was unstoppable. For national championships at UConn, for WNBA titles with the Minnesota Lynx, and 2 Olympic gold medals. She could score, defend, lead, basically do whatever her team needed. For a young Caitlin growing up in Iowa, Maya was everything. When asked who her favorite player was, Caitlin didn't hesitate.
I know Maya Moore is your favorite player. In a game to 11 against prime Maya Moore, how many points?
11-0, Maya Moore, for sure.
You're not scoring 1 bucket.
I'm not scoring. She's blocking me.
It was always Maya Moore. Caitlin admired more than just Maya's scoring. She loved the complete package. Unselfish, smart, clutch, a player who made her teammates better and won when it mattered most. That's exactly what Caitlin wanted to become. In March 2024, Caitlin's senior night at Iowa's arena. The crowd was electric, celebrating everything she had accomplished. Out of nowhere, Maya Moore walks onto the court. Caitlin had no idea it was coming. It was a big surprise. They embraced, and you could see what it meant to Caitlin. Her childhood hero right there, showing up for her. That moment said everything about how much Maya's influence mattered.
State Farm knew it had been some time since you'd seen Maya, and like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Maya Moore is there.
Oh my gosh. Looking at the type of person and leader that she can be with people was influenced by something that I did, and she can do the same for another little girl, little boy.
The three-pointer is good.
A month later, Caitlin appeared on Saturday Night Live and made sure to thank 5 black women who paved the way for her success. Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Dawn Staley, and of course, Maya Moore. These women built the WNBA when nobody was watching, playing for tiny crowds and small paychecks, just because they loved the game. What did Caitlin take from Maya's game? The completeness. Maya was 6 feet tall with guard skills and the strength of a forward. She could post up smaller players, shoot over taller ones, and break down defenses with her handles. Caitlin built her game the same way. Sure, everyone talks about Caitlin shooting, but watch her closely. She's averaging over 8 assists per game in the WNBA, grabbing rebounds, playing defense, doing everything just like Maya did. Another player whose influence is written all over her game is Stephen Curry. Both players shoot from distances that make coaches nervous. Both have quick releases that are nearly impossible to block. Both can take over games without even trying. Caitlin has said multiple times she always watched Curry growing up. How could she not? Curry rewrote the rules of basketball, showing the world you didn't need to be 6 feet 8 inches to dominate the NBA. You could be a 6 feet 3 inches guard who shoots from the logo and runs circles around defenders. Curry made deep threes normal. Before him, pulling up from 30 feet was considered a bad shot. After him, it became the most exciting play in basketball. Caitlin took that lesson to heart. Her range is limitless. Defenders have to pick her up at half court because if they don't, she's shooting. That's pure Curry influence. The confidence to shoot from anywhere combined with the skill to actually make those shots. But here's the twist. Steph Curry himself isn't a fan of the constant comparisons. In an interview with CBS, Curry said the comparisons rob Caitlin of showing her complete game. Everyone focuses on her shooting, but she's so much more than that. She's averaging near triple doubles, a floor general, one of the best passers in basketball. That's high praise from the guy who revolutionized the game. Still, Curry's influence is massive. Caitlin's step-back 3, that's got Curry written all over it. The way she creates space with her handles and rises for a quick release. Pure Steph. Even the swagger. The way she celebrates after hitting a ridiculous shot. That's got some Curry flavor. Earlier this year, there were rumors Caitlin might join an all-star three-point contest alongside Curry, Klay Thompson, and Sabrina Ionescu. That would have been incredible to watch. The fact that the conversation happened shows how much respect Caitlin has earned from NBA players. Speaking of NBA players, Caitlin has gone on record calling LeBron James the GOAT. But when it comes to pure shooting influence, that's Steph Curry all day. Caitlin watched Curry torch defenses for years and learned every trick. The relocating for open threes, shooting off the dribble, the range that makes defenders panic. Curry showed her what was possible. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The next player on Caitlin's list is a shocker, Jimmer Fredette. Yeah, you heard that right. The BYU legend who was a college basketball sensation. Caitlin admired Jimmer. She owned his merchandise, watched his game, studied his step-back three, his momentum-forward shooting style, the way he pulled up from 30 feet without hesitation. When she was 9, Caitlin and her cousins would tune into every BYU game and watch Jimmer highlights on repeat. She even had a Teach Me How to Jimmer t-shirt.
The deep three, the logo three, as we know it today, like came when you got to college, got stronger, got to college. But you were like, but I always had a step back.
I did always have the step back.
So like, where does that come from? Like, were you mimicking? Did it just come naturally?
I think it just like kind of came naturally. I don't know. It's kind of hard to put my finger on. Honestly, I grew up like a basketball junkie. So I think like even if you're not like intentionally like watching and like paying attention,
like osmosis.
Yeah, you're just like absorbing what you're consuming. And I think like I always watch Steph or even Jimmer, like who I love. Like I told Jimmer this, like when we were doing Sue's Places, like he was one of my favorite players growing up. And there was the famous song, Teach Me How to Jimmer. And I had the shirt that said, Teach Me How to Jimmer. Like if you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. It's a Teach Me How to Dougie remix. It's a Teach Me How to Jimmer. It's hilarious. You need to get
that thing signed.
I know. I don't think I have the shirt anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I think it's just like from how much I watched basketball, even like high school basketball, the college basketball, and then obviously professionally, like I just loved being around the game. And I think it just kind of came with some of that.
Last year, ESPN released an episode of Sue Bird's show and brought Jimmer to Iowa's arena to meet Caitlin. Caitlin told Sue and Jimmer the whole story, how she vividly remembers his tournament run, how she and her cousins were glued to the TV, how she's always been a huge Jimmer fan. Jimmer loved it. Here's one of the greatest women's basketball players ever telling him she modeled part of her game after him. Then, they set up a three-point contest, Caitlin versus Jimmer. Sue picked the spots by moving around a giant cutout of Caitlin's own face. Both nailed their first 2 shots. Then Sue moved the spot out of bounds. Caitlin drained it. Jimmer missed. They tried shooting from the bleachers. Caitlin missed, and Jimmer didn't even attempt a shot, giving Caitlin a 3-2 victory. Caitlin then went full savage. The trash talk was incredible. She beat her childhood hero and roasted him. That's peak Caitlin Clark. But why does Jimmer matter? Why is he on this list alongside legends? Because Jimmer showed Caitlin you don't have to be an NBA superstar to have influence. Jimmer was a college player just like Caitlin was at the time. He proved college basketball could be must-see TV. Caitlin admitted her step-back three is hard to pinpoint because she absorbed so much basketball, but she mentioned Jimmer as one of the players she always watched. That momentum-forward shooting motion, straight from the Jimmer playbook. His college dominance inspired a young girl in Iowa to believe shooting from absurd distances was possible. Next up is LeBron James, the king. Caitlin calls him the GOAT. She's not shy about it. She knew she was going to meet him before a game, and when it happened, it was a crazy moment. LeBron went out of his way to wish her luck on the season. He really follows the WNBA, loves and appreciates basketball, and respects how Caitlin and her teammates play. Caitlin thought the message was fake at first, but it was real. LeBron is her favorite player of all time. LeBron isn't just a scorer. Sure, he's got over 40,000 career points, but what defines him is his vision and ability to control the game without scoring. His court awareness lets him find teammates in places defenders don't see. He's 6 feet 9 inches and 250 pounds, but plays like a point guard. He orchestrates offenses and makes everyone around him better. Caitlin models her game the same way. She can score 40 points if she needs to, but she'd rather get her teammates involved. In her rookie WNBA season, Caitlin set the all-time single-season assist record, averaging over 8 assists per game. She became the first rookie ever to record a triple-double. That's not just scoring, that's LeBron-level playmaking. Caitlin has said she watched LeBron growing up, and you can see it in how she approaches the game. LeBron makes the right play, even if it's not flashy. Caitlin does the same. She'll drive with 3 defenders collapsing and whip a pass to an open teammate. That's winning basketball. Here's the cool part. LeBron actually watches Caitlin. He's tweeted about her and praised her game publicly. Before one of her games, people sent Caitlin screenshots of LeBron's tweets supporting her in the fever. Caitlin's response? That's one of my idols. LeBron is the GOAT to me. That mutual respect is beautiful. Caitlin grew up watching LeBron dominate the NBA, and now LeBron watches Caitlin dominate the WNBA. Both faced insane pressure from day one. LeBron had the chosen one tattooed on his back in high school because expectations were that high. Caitlin had her games televised nationally with millions watching to see if she'd live up to the hype. Both handled it. Both thrived. What Caitlin took from LeBron is the complete package mentality. LeBron wanted to be the best all-around player. Caitlin has the same mindset. She wants to score, yes, but also to lead, pass, rebound, and play defense. She wants to impact every part of the game. But Caitlin didn't just watch modern players. She went back in time to study one of basketball's most legendary figures, Pete Maravich, aka Pistol Pete. The LSU legend from the late 60s and early 70s scored 3,667 points in just 3 seasons, a record that stood for over 50 years until Caitlin broke it in March 2024. She's been compared to Maravich since high school and appreciates the compliment. Someone even called her Ponytail Pete, which she found hilarious. The comparison isn't just about scoring, it's about style. Pistol Pete didn't just score points. He did it with flair, no-look passes, behind-the-back dribbles, shots from crazy angles. He was a showman who made basketball fun to watch. Caitlin plays the same way. Her passes are audacious. She'll throw a behind-the-back dime in transition that leaves defenders lost. She'll hit a step-back 3 and stare down the crowd. She's got that Maravich swagger. Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest women's basketball players ever, compared Caitlin to Pistol Pete with a ponytail because of her creativity. Maravich invented moves, took risks, trusted his instincts. Caitlin does the same. She tries passes coaches would normally yell at players for attempting, and actually completes them. When Caitlin broke Maravich's NCAA scoring record, it was huge. His record had stood since 1970, 54 years. Nobody thought it would ever be broken, especially since Maravich did it in just 3 seasons, while modern players have 4 or 5 years of eligibility. Caitlin passed him on March 3rd, 2024, in a game against Minnesota, and the basketball world erupted. Caitlin takes pride in doing a lot for her team, scoring, passing, rebounding, leading. That's exactly what Maravich did. He averaged 44.2 points per game in college, but also 6.5 assists. He wasn't just a scorer. He was a complete player who did whatever LSU needed. Caitlin built her game the same way. Maravich's influence shows up in Caitlin's creativity. She doesn't play robotic basketball. She doesn't just run the coach's plays or take safe shots. She improvises, sees opportunities others don't, and makes the game exciting. Finally, there's Kevin Durant, one of the most gifted scorers in basketball history. Caitlin reportedly modeled parts of her game after Durant. She hasn't talked about him as much as the others, but you can see the influence. Durant is 6 feet 11 inches with guard skills. He can shoot from anywhere, mid-range, three-point line, doesn't matter. He has one of the smoothest shooting forms in NBA history. He can score in isolation or facilitate and get teammates involved. He's a nightmare to defend because there's no single way to stop him. Take away the 3, he'll pull up mid-range. Double team him, he'll find the open man. Caitlin plays a similar style. She's 6 feet 0 inches, tall for a guard, and uses that height advantage. She can shoot over smaller defenders, post up mismatches, drive to the basket, and finish through contact. Just like Durant, if you overplay her in one area, she'll beat you in another. Her scoring versatility is one of her greatest weapons. Here's a funny twist. In March 2025, during Women's Empowerment Month, the Phoenix Suns posted a video of players naming their favorite female athletes. Most said Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, or Serena Williams. Durant said Angel Reese, not Caitlin Clark. No explanation. That doesn't mean Durant doesn't respect Caitlin. He's a huge WNBA fan and basketball purist who appreciates greatness. But it's wild that Caitlin modeled part of her game after Durant, and he publicly names her biggest rival as his favorite female athlete. However, she absorbed Durant's scoring versatility. She watched how he could score from anywhere and decided she wanted that skill set. Durant showed her that being tall for your position is an advantage you should exploit. Caitlin didn't just learn from one player. She studied all of them, absorbed what made each special, and blended it into something unique. That's why her game is so hard to defend. She said it best, even if you're not intentionally mimicking, you're just absorbing what you consume. Caitlin consumed everything. She watched women's basketball legends who paved the way, NBA superstars who redefined the game, and college players who captured the nation's attention for a moment. From all that, she built a game now inspiring the next generation. Kids all over the world watch Caitlin the same way she watched Maya Moore. They buy Caitlin jerseys like she bought a Jimmer Fredette shirt. They practice step-back threes in their driveways because they saw Caitlin hit one from 35 feet. The cycle continues. Influence becomes legacy, and legacy becomes influence again. In 10 years, some young player will make it to the WNBA. When asked who their favorite player was growing up, they'll say Caitlin Clark. Her name will be added to lists just like this one. That's how basketball works. The greats study the greats, then become the greats the next generation studies. Caitlin Clark's list of favorite players tells us everything about who she is. She respects the game's history. She appreciates different styles. She's not afraid to learn from anyone. She learned from the greats and created something the basketball world had never seen. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite player from her list, and don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us bring you the best basketball content out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.